Up next, more tag team action with Golden, Al Barnett, and Vic LaRue, the Canadian Cartel, facing the intimidating pair of Rikishi, Fatu, and Samoa Joe. The following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 485 pounds, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Golden Al Barnett, and from Quebec City, Vic LaRue, the Canadian Cartel.
Barnett and LaRue appearing tonight without manager-trainer Riley Flash for this two-on-two confrontation with Rikishi and Samoa Joe, and do not expect this to be a short conflict. The Canadian Cartel, with their unorthodox style, is gonna make this very much not easy for the Samoan power duo.
Their opponents, at a combined weight of 670 pounds, from Samoa, the team of Rikishi, Fatu, and Samoa Joe. Even a pair of super heavyweights like Rikishi and Joe don't scare off the Canadian Cartel. Bravado or foolishness, well, that's up to you, dear viewers. Just the same, Barnett and LaRue better have their best game faces on for this one, because just as easily as they could pull an upset win, Rikishi and Joe could, just as quickly, make such hopes disappear in just a few seconds.
Not a whole lot of losses on their tag team record, only having dropped a recent match. This pair knows what it takes to win, and they could figure out the Canadian Cartel and their techniques before very long.
Alright, well, this is going to be Al Barnett and Rikishi Fatu starting this thing off. Oh, man, what a match this is going to be. The referee sounds the bell. And, oh, man, Al Corallo getting welcomed the wrong way here. Oh, man, Rikishi Fatu with a hard right to the back of Al Barnett. Barnett escorted to his team's corner. Rikishi Fatu warms up that arm, and boom, there's a clothesline that takes Golden Al Barnett down to the canvas. Rikishi Fatu moves in, rounds up Barnett. There's a shoulder claw. The referee monitoring the situation. Barnett sweeps the leg, takes Rikishi Fatu down to the mat. They lock up. Oh man, Rikishi shoves him down. Rikishi Fatu drives a knee into the head of Al Barnett. Rikishi steps out. Here comes the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe rounds up Barnett. Both men miss with their move. Barnett counters with a right. Rikishi watching as Samoa Joe is on the ropes. Barnett with another right. Barnett with a snap suplex on Samoa Joe. And Barnett steps out, and here comes Vic LaRue. Samoa Joe moves in, locks up with Vic LaRue, has him up over the shoulders. Takes him to his own team's corner, bam! Head first into the turnbuckle, down goes Vic LaRue. Counters and quickly gets himself back up on his feet. Moves in, swings and misses. Samoa Joe whips him out over onto the top rope and onto the apron. But LaRue counters with a forearm. Oh man, off the top rope, Hurricane Rana, that was beautiful. Followed up with a moonsault, but catches knees instead of Samoa Joe. Joe swings and misses with a chop, shoved him right into the corner. Sets him up into the tree of woe. Oh, this ain't good. Samoa Joe putting the boost to the throat of Vic LaRue. LaRue catches a couple of stomps to the legs. Rikishi Fatu watching his partner go to work here. But Vic LaRue counters with elbows to the midsection. Samoa Joe counters with a shot to the leg, a slap across the chest. Goes behind, German suplex. And here we go, Samoa Joe's on a roll. He steps out, and here comes Rikishi Fatu. And it looks like Rikishi Fatu and Samoa Joe are currently in control of things. Rikishi all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Oh, man. Well, look at that, Al Barnett spoiling the plans of Rikishi Fatu. Oh, man. Oh, that looks like it hurt. Rikishi Fatu goes back in again with the shoulder claw. Oh, and Al Barnett sure made him mad. LaRue sweeps the leg, goes for the moonsault, and nails it. Vic LaRue steps out. Here comes Golden L. Barnett again. Barnett gets locked up by Rikishi Fatu. Up over their shoulders goes Barnett. And Barnett also head first into the turnbuckle and sitting out in the corner. Quick counter from Barnett. Back up on his feet. Charges. Collides with Rikishi Fatu. Rikishi shoves him down. Makes his exit. And here comes Samoa Joe again. Samoa Joe locked up. Barnett whips him out off the top rope and down onto the floor. Golden Al Barnett. A little bit of showing off here as the referee starts the count. Samoa Joe, facing like a caged animal, going to take his time about getting back inside. Barnett, locked up over the shoulders of Samoa Joe, hung up off the top rope, and Joe steps out. Here comes Rikishi, and here comes Vic LaRue. Fresh partners all the way around. A throat chop, a left, another throat chop. Rikishi Fatu with a Samoan drop on Vic LaRue. Rikishi makes his way to the top turnbuckle in the far corner, and boom! Knee right across the chest. He covers and hooks the leg, one, but just a one. Vic LaRue kicks out pretty quick. Hard right hands to the head of Vic LaRue, courtesy of Rikishi. Back up on his feet, and here we go. Oh, man, nice kick, but not enough. Rocked him, but didn't put him down. Up over the shoulders again. Vic LaRue hung up off the top rope again, courtesy of Rikishi Fatu. Rikishi setting it up. There's a stomp to the belly. Followed up with a stomp to the leg. Now Rikishi Fatu gathers Vic LaRue up. Has him locked up. Escorts him to his team's corner. Changes his mind. Decides to take him somewhere else. He might be taking a little bit too long. Head first into the turnbuckle goes LaRue. And a series of shots from Rikishi. Wow. Vic LaRue collapses into the corner. Catches a boot to the chest from Rikishi. Vic LaRue gets covered. 1, 2. Oh, well, a near fall pretty early on here. But Vic LaRue, oh, Rikishi Fatu misses with the leg drop. Vic LaRue locks him up, gets shoved right back down again. Rikishi drives a knee into the head of Vic LaRue. Now beating his head against the canvas like a basketball. Rikishi with right hands to the face of Vic LaRue. LaRue gathered up again. Rikishi Fatu catching elbows to the midsection from Vic LaRue. LaRue shoved back down again. Rikishi Fatu has both boots across the face of Vic LaRue, and now he's pummeling him again with hard right hands. And he's already busted open. Vic LaRue rounded back up by Rikishi. And there is a belly-to-belly suplex with a cover. 1, but just a 1. Well now, Rikishi Fatu rounds up Vic LaRue again. Hard whip towards the far corner. Rikishi Fatu with a kick to the midsection. You know what's coming. You know what's about to happen. Oh man, poor Vic LaRue busted open and catches a stink face in the process. Oh man, that is just, oh man. Vic LaRue definitely not happy with the current situation as Samoa Joe continues to try to unscrew his head like a bottle cap. Rikishi covered 1, but Golden Al Barnett right there to save his partner. Samoa Joe shows him the outside. Rikishi Fatu rounds up Vic LaRue. Oh man, hard shot and a hard kick and a counter and a quick Hurricane Rana from Vic LaRue, suddenly taking Rikishi Fatu down to the canvas. Vic LaRue drags him towards center ring. Turns him over. What's he got in mind here? Vic LaRue. Look at this submission right here. Rikishi Fatu in trouble, center ring, no ropes to get to. He's going to have to get out the old-fashioned way, and he sure does. Couple of hard right punches to the head. Vic LaRue has to let the hold go. They lock up. Rikishi slams slams Vic LaRue's head into the turnbuckle. Rikishi Fatu mapping out his next move here and taking his time about it. Man, up over the shoulders, but Vic LaRue quickly counters, goes behind. Little do the hustle here into a DDT. Down goes Rikishi Fatu, and here comes Golden Al Barnett again. Both teams working real efficiently. Oh, leg breaker drop from Barnett. Barnett rounds up Rikishi. Hard forearm. Now, locks him up again, catches the knee to the midsection. Rikishi Fatu with another quick Samoan drop to Golden Al Barnett. Rikishi misses with the leg drop again. Barnett there to pick up the pieces. Rounds him up. There's an arm breaker. Followed up into an armbar. Wearing out the arm and shoulder of Rikishi Fatu. Barnett tags out. Here comes Vic LaRue, and here comes Samoa Joe. Again, a fresh change of partners. But LaRue shoved away. Follows up with a series of shots and an elbow to the face of Samoa Joe. And a quick wraparound DDT that fails. With Samoa Joe breaking it up with some shots. A shot across the chest from Samoa Joe. Vic LaRue head first into the turnbuckle, and he is really bleeding, man. Wow. LaRue locked up by Samoa Joe, goes behind, sets it up, inverted DDT from Vic LaRue on Samoa Joe as LaRue beats it out of town, and here comes Golden Al Barnett again. Barnett catches a chop, catches a second, catches a right, and ooh, what a leg sweep from Samoa Joe. Al Barnett down and getting stomped by the Samoan submission machine. Whoa! Beautiful elbow. Takes Samoa Joe down. Barnett rounds up Samoa Joe. Winds up the arm. Gets him down on his hands and knees. There's a stomp to the shoulder. Barnett with an arm bar. Samoa Joe now starting to catch a little bit of punishment here at the hands of the Canadian Cartel. Golden Al Barnett paying back the favor, trying to unscrew Samoa Joe's head. Samoa Joe locked up into a belly-to-belly damn near center ring. Now here we go again. Barnett winds up the arm and snaps it. He's been working on that left arm of Samoa Joe for some time now. Barnett with a kick to the leg of Samoa Joe. Barnett gathers him up again, locks him up, escorts him to his team's corner, head first into the turnbuckle, goes Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe quickly counters, delivers the kick to the midsection himself, gets countered yet again by Barnett. Barnett up over the shoulder of Samoa Joe, and forget it, he bypassed the rope and just pitched him to the outside. Okay. Wow. Rikishi and Joe currently in control of things. An elbow to the chest of Golden Al Barnett. Followed up with a kick to the back. And another elbow to the chest. Oh, man. Golden Al Barnett is in all kind of trouble here on the outside as the referee continues to count. Here's a long suplex that fails. Barnett goes behind, delivers the German suplex to Samoa Joe. Joe gathered back up to his feet as Barnett beats it out of town back inside the ring. The referee continuing to count on a stunned Samoa Joe. With this, Barnett breaks the count, goes back out again, goes out after Samoa Joe. Told you these guys weren't intimidated. Barnett makes his way back inside. Wow, Samoa Joe missed with that clothesline. And Barnett escorts him to the corner, head first into the turnbuckle. He goes again. There's a chop across the chest, and there's a second. Once he got him out here, another smash, head first into the buckle for Samoa Joe. Barnett sets up on the middle rope. He's got, oh man, just strangling him with that inverted dragon sleeper. Samoa Joe laid out center ring. Barnett rounds him up again. Standing dropkick drops Samoa Joe one more time, and here comes Vic LaRue. Samoa Joe in big trouble here. He's catching quite a beating at the hands of the Canadian Cartel. LaRue busted open and bleeding and still whipping. Delivers a kick. Another. Samoa Joe catches a boot to the chest. Another one. Hung up on the bottom rope. This ain't good. Whoa! Leg drop guillotine from Vic LaRue on Samoa Joe. Now a series of hard right hands to the head of Samoa Joe. LaRue backs out. Here comes Golden Al Barnett again. Samoa Joe having his troubles right now. Barnett rounds him up, takes him down. He's setting it up. Oh, look at this. A little bit of a surfboard stomp. Oh, man, right to the back of the head. And Samoa Joe might be out. Man, look at this. Barnett sets it up. There's the sharpshooter. Possible submission here. Rikishi Fatu breaking that one up in a hurry. Enziguri from LaRue fails to connect. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Another near fall. And this wild tag team matchup. Barnett misses with the rolling elbow. Samoa Joe with a jab, a chop, another chop, a slap across the chest. Barnett gathered up again by Samoa Joe. Back first into the turnbuckle and spun out center ring. Elbow drop right across the chest from Samoa Joe. Barnett gathered up again. Here's a super kick that spun him around. Oh, man. Rikishi Fatu comes in on the tag. Barnett stunned by that super kick. And Rikishi Fatu starts to go back to work here on Barnett. Hard right spins him around. Counter elbow from Barnett. Locks up Rikishi, catches a knee to the midsection. They lock up again. Front cradle from Rikishi Fatu. Back first into the turnbuckle and spun out center ring again. Rikishi Fatu battering his head against the canvas. This match has been a ride, hasn't it? Rikishi Fatu cranking the head and neck of Golden Al Barnett, and you can tell he's in a lot of pain. There's a stomp to the midsection. And a possible submission here. Referee asking Barnett what he wants to do. Oh, here comes Vic LaRue to the rescue. There's a nice drop kick to save the match for his team. Now it's total chaos. Now we got everybody in there. Rikishi Fatu with Vic LaRue up over his shoulders. Vic LaRue drops Rikishi Fatu. Samoa Joe rounds up Vic LaRue. Hard whip right into the referee. Barnett with a hard right to Samoa Joe and a hard right to... Oh, man, Rikishi Fatu. It's total chaos now. Forget about it. Inverted Russian leg sweep. Face first into the canvas goes Barnett. Rikishi misses with the leg drop. Samoa Joe and Vic LaRue battling on the outside. And here's another possible submission from Golden Al Barnett on Rikishi Fatu. Rikishi with a stomp to the face escapes the hold. And goes back to work on a fallen Golden Al Barnett. Rikishi Fatu all the way up to the top rope. Here we go. Big time crossbody. Covers and hooks the leg. This could be a wrap. 1, 2. But no. I don't believe it. He powered out somehow. Rikishi Fatu rounds up Barnett. Hard whip towards the far corner. Rikishi grabs a hold. Oh, massive headbutt to Golden Al Barnett. Rikishi Fatu dragging a stunned carcass of Golden Al Barnett towards the far corner. Here we go. Rikishi Fatu setting it up. 1, 2, 3, and there's the bonsai drop. That could be the end right there. 1, 2. Shut up. Barnett escapes the pin again. Samoa Joe whips Vic LaRue to the outside. Rikishi Fatu continuing to work on Barnett. Samoa Joe and Vic LaRue are still battling, just out of camera range, as Rikishi Fatu drags Barnett close to center ring. Barnett charges, and look at this. Tries for the wraparound DDT, ends up in a back body drop from Rikishi Fatu. Rikishi calling for it again. There's the bonsai drop one more time. Oh man, Golden Al Barnett's ribs must be destroyed by now. Samoa Joe teeing off on Vic LaRue on the outside. Barnett whipped to the corner. Rikishi Fatu with another big time headbutt. And again, he's going to drag Golden Al Barnett towards the corner. Setting up for the bonsai drop again as Samoa Joe continues to tee off on Vic LaRue. Returning to his corner now, and here we go. Boom! Another bonsai drop, and here's another pin. 1, 2, 3, and whoa! That is the end. Rikishi Fatu and Samoa Joe picking up the win. What a match. Let's get the official time.
The time, 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, Rikishi Fatu and Samoa Joe.
We said from the start that this wouldn't be no shorty match, and it damn sure wasn't. What an epic battle between between these two teams, with the Canadian Cartel coming very close to victory a few times, but it just wasn't good enough. Barnett and LaRue sure showed that they're made of pretty stern stuff, but unfortunately, they didn't manage to outlast Rikishi and Joe in the long run.
And the long run is where Rikishi and Joe ultimately wound up picking up the 3-count pinfall, with Rikishi just about crushing the ribs of Golden Al Barnett. Tough match for both teams, but Rikishi and Joe end up with the win.
And we'll be right back with tonight's main event right after the break.